Hi. All right, let me get started here. So this masterclass, I'm speaking on how nutrition affects mental health. And I want to address mental health in this way, dealing with nutrition. Okay, so I will also talk about how a healthy diet, a well-balanced diet can help us not only think clearly and feel more alert. It'll help with your concentration and attention span. Personally, as a vegetarian, my husband noticed that after becoming a vegetarian, my mood improved and I experienced less anxiety. All right. Let me see if you can hear me now. I'm going to repeat myself. Can you hear me now? Let's start this over. All right, so let me repeat myself. Again, I'm talking about nutrition, how nutrition helps, how it affects your mental health. And I will also talk about how a healthy, balanced diet can help you think clearly and feel more alert, and also improve your concentration and attention span. Hi, Michaela. Hopefully y'all can hear me now. Now, as a vegetarian, I'm just repeating some things because not everyone can hear me. My husband noticed that after becoming a vegetarian, my mood improved and I experienced less anxiety. Hi, JR. Now, in contrast, a poor diet that is not well balanced can lead to fatigue, impaired decision making, slow down your reaction time, and it actually can cause stress and depression. It actually makes it worse. Okay, so I also will talk about today 10 foods that will improve your mood and 7 foods to avoid. And again, I'm dealing with, I'm talking about this mainly because May is Mental Health Month. And if we can eat foods that will help improve our health and help improve our mood and our mental health, then why not? Now, I do want to address reason why sometimes whenever you get stressed, you turn to comfort food. For me, it was the sweets, and a lot of times it's sweets. You know, you get upset, you want to grab ice cream. It's because of the sugar and the fat, and it causes, it releases certain things that make you crave it. But at the end of the day, it's not helping your mental state. It really isn't. So let me jump straight to it. So let's talk about some science here. I know I'm trying to make it more interesting, but let's talk about the science of it. The digestive system and the brain are connected. I know I don't recall hearing about that growing up, but they are. And how many of you ever had butterflies in your stomach when you got really anxious? There's a reason for that. The reason is because the stomach and the brain are connected. And the gut contains what's called the vagus nerve, which runs up and down from the brain to the stomach. Now, also what's in your stomach, you're dealing with good and bad bacteria. And the bacteria in your gut directly affects the vagus nerve function, how the vagus nerve functions. Okay? So your gut, aka your stomach, is considered the second brain. Yes, your stomach and your brain, they're connected, and your stomach gets your second brain. So in your second brain, there is what's called serotonin. 80-90% of your serotonin is created in your brain. Isn't that crazy? I know. So the serotonin is a neurotransmitter. I won't stay on science long, but I'm just talking about it now, and it's just to put everything together. So it's a neurotransmitter, and it's believed to regulate your mood. Hi, Amy. Intestinal activity, appetite, memory, sleep. You see how this comes together? So, okay, let's start. That's enough about the science lesson. So, I want to list, hello, Miss Angel. I want to list the foods that improve your mental health. So, I'm going to turn to my book. Chapter 12 in my book, I talk about your gut and overall health. And I'm going to talk about now 10 foods that you should include in your diet that will help improve your mood. Okay, the first one is dark leafy greens. It's a nutrient dense and helps in fighting inflammation. So we're talking about, hi Amy, we are talking about spinach, kale, Swiss chard are foods that most powerful immune boosting and anti-cancer effects. Leafy greens are especially important because they contain enormous amounts of vitamins A, C, E, K, minerals, and phytochemicals. So, dark leafy greens. Hi, Gary. Hi, Cheryl. All right, so next is walnuts. I know I sometimes experiment using walnuts when I make my mock meats. You can use walnuts, but there's other ways to use walnuts. So let's talk about walnuts. Walnuts, rich and mood boosting omega-3 fatty acids. Yes, you do not have to have fish. Hi, Gary. You do not have to have eat fish in order to get omega-3. You can also get it in walnuts. So walnuts, one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids. Studies have revealed how omega-3 fatty acids support brain function and reduce depression symptoms. So walnuts, really good. Put that in your diet. Avocado is number 3. Avocado. Now this avocado helps with your brain. Let me tell you what. Avocados contain healthy fat. Yes, fat can be healthy, and avocados contain healthy fat that your brain needs in order to run smoothly. Yes, you need fat for your brain to run smoothly, but good fat, not a bad fat. 3/4 of the calories of an avocado are from fat, but mostly the monosaturated fat. And then the average avocado contains 4 grams of protein and is filled with vitamin K, various forms of vitamin B, B9, B6, B5, vitamin C, and vitamin E12. So avocado, add that to your diet. Great for your brain. Berries. I love strawberries. That's my favorite berry. Anyway, strawberries. Full of cell-repairing antioxidants. Berries. Get your berries. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries. Let me take you back. My mama had me pick blackberries back in the day. I remember picking blackberries. And that's why I really don't like blackberries to today. It's probably because my mama had me pick them. But anyway, blackberries are some of the highest antioxidant foods available to us. As a variety of these delicious, I will add these fruits. I like to add strawberries to my salad a bit. Or eat them just plain. You want to add these. You can add in some protein smoothies. Antioxidants, I can't talk today, are designed to repair your cells and help prevent us from getting cancer and other illnesses. Again, if you just started, I'm reading from a book here, talking about the foods, the top 10 foods I would say that helps improve your mental health. Number 5 is mushrooms. You know how much you can do with mushrooms. You can use it as a mock meat. I love adding mushrooms to a lot of the dinners that I cook. So mushrooms helpful tools to lower blood sugar. So the chemical properties in mushrooms oppose insulin, which helps lower blood sugar levels, evening out our mood. Okay? Mushrooms are also a probiotic in that they promote healthy good bacteria. So if you're having issues with, hi Victoria, promoting healthy good bacteria, get mushrooms in your diet. Sometimes I put mushrooms on salad, and there's so many varieties of mushrooms. There's so many varieties of mushrooms. So do your research and figure out the ones that you really can get readily and add to your diet. 6 onions. Onions, Lord have mercy. I use a yellow onion in almost every meal. I love yellow onions, but you also have the purple onions, known as the red onion. Then you have the sweet onion, but just onions in general. Layered with cancer-fighting aluminum. I think I might have just messed that word up, but it's spelled ALLIUM. So onions. These vegetables have been associated with a decreased risk of several cancers. These vegetables, in the family of these vegetables, you have garlic, leeks, chives, shallots, and spring onions. So onions, the whole family of onions, really good for you. Number 7, tomatoes. Tomatoes packed with depression-fighting ninjas. Yep, that's what I said. Tomatoes, packed with depression-fighting ninjas. These tomatoes contain lots of folic acid and alpha. You know, I have problems with these words here. But anyway, folic acid, we're going to stop right there. And which are good for fighting depression. Just know tomatoes are good for fighting depression. And in most clinical studies, about 1/3, hi, Miss Hayes, about 1/3 of depression patients were deficient in folate. Hi, Alma, folate. Folate, which you can get from tomatoes or tomatoes, however you want to call it, tomatoes. Just know it fights depression. Beans. I'm a vegetarian. I eat a lot of beans. Okay. Satisfying, high in mood stabilizing fiber. Mood stabilizing fiber. Okay. Beans digest slowly, which helps stabilize blood sugar levels. Beans are a starch. They are a starch. Hi, Miss Hayes. And that is not only full of fiber, but can help with your food cravings for bread and other processed grains. So eat the beans so you don't have to eat all the processed grains. And one of my favorite comfort foods, vegetarian chili. I use red kidney beans and black beans. You can also make include mock meats in your chili beans. But yes, include beans in your diet. You might have to get some beano. Hi, Miss Phoenix. But, you know, it's okay. Hi, Cherie. Once you get it in your system, once your gut bacteria gets used to eating beans, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You know, you'll be fine. Just get some beano. All right, seeds. There's so many different types of seeds. So let's talk about seeds. Small but mighty, and they're full of omega-3s. Okay, so you have flax seeds. You have hemp seeds. You have chia seeds, especially good for your mood. Again, I said are rich in omega-3s and fatty acids, omega-3 fatty acids. Now, this is where I put a lot of where I get a lot of my omega-3s from: hemp seeds and flax seeds. I put that on my salads. Okay, you just sprinkle a tablespoon. Also, it's a good form of protein, those two seeds. And the fat in these seeds increases the absorption of protective nutrients in vegetables eaten at the same meal. Again, if you're just joining in, hi, Amber. I am reading from a book, and I'm talking about the 10 foods that you should include in your diet that will help improve your mental health. All right, and number 10 is apples. An apple a day will truly keep the doctor away. So we're dealing with, this is why apples are very important. They are rich in antioxidants and fiber. So they help prevent oxidation damage and inflammation on the cellular level. Consume your apples. They're full of soluble fiber, help balance out your blood sugar swings. And one of my favorite little snacks is peanut butter and apple slices. That's one of my favorite snacks. So, yeah. So now we're on to, let's talk about what foods are negatively affect our mood. And there's 7, and it's pretty broad, but let's go and get this out here. Sugary drinks. Yes, Kool-Aid did not help us in this. Hi, Tanya. Kool-Aid did not help us. I know I drank that growing up, but Kool-Aid is not our friend, okay? Sugary drinks like sodas, sports drinks, energy drinks, fruit juice. The ones that really are bad are the ones that contain high fructose corn syrup, okay? That syrup is the devil, okay? Especially, it's very harmful. Let me tell you why. It causes brain inflammation and impairs your memory and your learning. Hi, Tanya. Yes, so, yes, you want to watch the drinks that you're consuming, making sure that it does not contain high fructose corn syrup. And it's very hard because a lot of drinks contain it. All right, number 2 is refined carbs. Okay, not all carbs are the same. I'm going to say it again. Not all carbs are the same. You have refined carbs. So refined carbs are including sugar, high processed grains, and white flour. Okay, so the reason why that you should try to limit them. These types of carbs generally have a high GI, which is a glycemic index. That's what GI stands for. And that means your body processes them very quickly, causing a spike in your blood sugar. in your insulin levels. That's not good. Okay? So when you have a high intake of refined carbs with a high glycemic index or high glycemic load, what happens is it impairs your memory and your intelligence, and as well as increases your risk factors to dementia. Yeah. So really watch your use of refined carbs. That's number 2. Number 3, high foods and high trans fat. Remember we talked about good fat like avocados. I'm talking about this now. We're talking about bad fat, trans fat. Okay, so trans fat is linked to impaired memory, risk of Alzheimer's. So you want to try to reduce your exposure to trans fat. Number four, highly processed foods. Okay, let's just be real. A lot of the foods a lot of people eat is highly processed. So if we can really get back to plant-based, really get back to eating at home, which a lot of us are doing now because we're kind of forced. You really can't really eat out like you can before, before COVID. But now cut back on your highly processed foods. A lot of times what it makes it highly processed, it has a lot of sugar, it has a lot of fat, and a lot of salt. Okay? A lot of sugar, a lot of fat, and a lot of salt. That's what adds to the highly processed. Hi, Kenya. So processed food contribute to excess fat around the organs, associated to decline in brain tissue. Okay? So a lot of our Western style diets, unfortunately, make us prone to this. So when you increase the brain inflammation and you improve your impair your memory, your learning, and that's just not a good thing. All right, so I know this is about to hurt some people right here. Aspartame, that is in a lot of diet drinks and a lot of foods that are meant to be healthy. Okay, so aspartame, an artificial sweetener, is what you know. And it's in a lot of sugar-free products. So aspartame, an artificial sweetener found in soft drinks, sugar-free products, linked to behavioral and cognitive problems. Hi, Amber. And but unfortunately, in our culture, it's considered safe because it says diet. Okay, watch yourself with the aspartame. And number 6, we're dealing with alcohol. So I know I'm not saying not to drink alcohol. What I'm saying is limited. Don't be alcoholic. You want to consume it in moderation, but just know that alcohol, and in some wines they say like it has some positive effects, but I'm talking about the consumption of it. It can lead to memory loss. You're looking at behavioral changes. You're looking at sleep disruption. And especially should not be consuming alcohol. It really messes them up. Will be like teenagers, young adults, and of course pregnant women don't even drink alcohol. But alcohol, that's how it's negatively affects our mood. And the last one, number 7, fish high in mercury. I'm gonna say it again. Fish high in mercury. So mercury is a heavy metal. I miss you, y'all, bro. Mercury is a heavy metal contaminant, neurological poison, can be stored in long-term in animal tissue, okay? But not all fish, hello, Miss Morgan, not all fish are high in mercury, but really look at the mercury content of your fish. So the ones that I know have the highest would be shark and swordfish, okay? So, and mercury is a neurotoxin, so it is harmful to developing fetuses, young children, but it's also for us adults as well. So again, limit your fish intake, okay? Because a high in mercury is really not good for you. So I want to say thank you all for watching. I want to just recap really quick. This is all I had for you. But again, I talked about again, because May is Mental Health Month, I wanted to talk about how improving our diets and changing our diets can actually affect and improve our mental health. I was talking from my book on chapter 12 and talking about how the gut affects our brain, and how there's connected, how our gut is actually our second brain, and how there's a vagus nerve that connects everything. So yeah, let me start. I'm going to go through the top 10 really quick. And top 10 foods. Top 10 foods. Let me go back to my book. Top 10 foods. Top 10 foods, chapter 12, top 10 foods. Dark leafy greens, walnuts, avocado, berries, mushrooms, onions, tomatoes, beans, seeds, and apples. Now, what to avoid and really try to limit in our sugary drinks. Watch that sugar, y'all. And not to dismiss about the mental health, but also drinking all these sugary drinks can also add to our waistline and also increases our risk to type 2 diabetes and heart disease. So really watch your sugar intake. Refined carbs, not all carbs are bad. 3 was foods high in trans fat. Number 4 was foods highly processed foods. Aspartame, that artificial sugar that seems to be in everything, watch it. Alcohol, use it sparingly. High risk in the fish. Fish has a lot of mercury. So again, thank you for everyone who's tuned in. If there's something else you would like me to talk about in my next masterclass, just send me a comment. And this is the end. I thank you everyone for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will put a copy of this masterclass on Facebook, and I will put it on Instagram. So thank you for watching. Watch your diet. Take care of yourself mentally, and have a great day.